Something about me is I really love to travel. There's something special about getting on a plane and going somewhere that you never dreamed of going. Somewhere that is so different from everything that you know that you have to just pause and take it all in.
Hey there everybody, I am officially in Malmo, Sweden, and I'm so excited for Nordic FuzzCon. Today is entirely about recovering from jet lag, but I'm gonna go out in suit anyway because it's gonna keep me awake. Yeah, I'm so excited.
I've long held that Nordic FuzzCon is my favorite furry convention. I can't even articulate. There's just something very, very special about the energy and the aura at Nordic FuzzCon. Mainly, just the celebration of the different arts is just so prevalent at Nordic FuzzCon. So the first thing that happens when you make it to Europe is you get on a train and you ride to Malmo. After a short ride from the airport, you're ready to explore Sweden and begin your Nordic FuzzCon adventure. One of my favorite things to do when I get to a convention is start saying hello to friends. It's almost overwhelming in a way because you look around and you see just so much love and wholesomeness, and this fandom has so much to offer, and you just feel home. One of the coolest parts about Nordic FuzzCon is just how many fursuiters there are. Believe it or not, there were more fursuiters at Nordic FuzzCon than non-fursuiters. And the culture of fursuiting at Nordic FuzzCon is so wholesome, it almost feels like you could walk up to anybody and just be their friend. Another super great thing about fursuiting at Nordic FuzzCon is just the photography and videography opportunities. Everywhere you look, there's furries getting their pictures taken because the aesthetics here are so awesome. Speaking of aesthetics, it's just so weirdly gratifying to see random furries just walking down the streets in a place as scenic as Malmo, Sweden. Speaking of fursuiting on the streets of Malmo, the big fursuit parade is a huge event, with thousands of furries taking to the streets, to the entertainment of the general public. Unfortunately, I was a little distracted and didn't end up getting a ton of footage of the parade, but it was such a blast. It always gets to the end of the con and I always regret not going to more panels because the panels at places like Nordic FuzzCon are so amazing and so exciting. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go to a lot of panels, but I did get to go to several of the performances, and let me tell you, they are so cool. One of the performances I went to was Nordic Opera, and they did Madame Fluttershy, which is basically a play on an opera called Madame Butterfly. It was a lot of fun getting to see all the talent on stage, and the singing and the dancing. It was all just very beautiful. Another really awesome performance this year was at Furovision, and it was really cool because I got to open the show with my song from last year, and then, after that, I got to sit at the judges' table of Furovision 2025. The sheer talent at this competition was absolutely astounding, and the audience was having the time of their lives. I feel like I should tell you that I kind of hated judging. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun, but it was so hard. Quite literally everybody deserved to win.
But in the end, Dan absolutely blew the roof off the place and took home the Furovision crown, but not before treating us to his lovely voice once more. One of the coolest experiences for me this year was the opportunity to perform Milo's Notebook at Nordic FuzzCon. Being able to put on my own show at a convention so wildly amazing as Nordic FuzzCon is kind of an indescribable feeling. From what I've been told, it was a packed house, so much so that there were people standing at the back. I'm told there were people openly sobbing, and I'm just so grateful I can make an impact in a positive way. This is one of the most emotional shows I've ever done, and I wanted to dedicate it to one of my childhood friends. He's not with us anymore, but I just know he would have loved it. Please remember you're not alone.
Considering this is my first ever big European convention, to see so many friends and suitors that I've only seen through like social media, now being able to be with them, give them a hug and spend a good time, that has to be my favorite part so far.
It's just the people, it's really great here.
The creativity of everybody, it's the most talented group of individuals I've ever met in my entire life, and so loving and caring, and yeah.
All of like European friends, but also American friends from all over the world are coming together, and you can actually just hang out with each other and have a good time with each other.
There are so many people from all over the globe you can connect with, exchange with, and also be like, the thing you want to be, and that's awesome.
The fandom, I would say, like changed my life really much.
It's just full of creativity-ness.
My favorite thing about Nordic FuzzCon is that there are so many musical events. I think it's the most musical event-focused convention I have been.
There's good food, of course, and the dance competition was really great.
Being in one place where they accept everyone and everyone gets together and share their experiences, their cultures, the things they like, the things they don't. I really like that.
This is just amazing. Just hanging out with friends like from all over the world. This is like nowhere else you could do that.
It's an entirely different city from any other convention I've been to. The parade that we just did, Vikings used to go down the same streets, and now we are going down the same streets.
I think I'm gonna echo what my friends said. Nordic FuzzCon is super cool because there's so many different cultures and personalities present that you kind of get to experience it all. It's kind of one of those things that you have to just experience for yourself to truly understand the gravity of. But in a world where there are so many forces trying to tear us apart and try to sow discord, it's so amazing to see the unity from so many different cultures, experiences, backgrounds, and suddenly you look around and realize we're not all that different from each other. We're all just people trying our best to find our way in life. Another icon of Nordic FuzzCon is the famous Maid Café, where a bunch of fursuiters dress up in maid outfits and serve you food and drinks and all sorts of stuff. Look at this. How can people hate on furries? I mean, wouldn't you just be ecstatic if you went to a cafe one day and just like this was your waitstaff? Like, look at them. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate how much talent it takes to handle a bunch of drinks on a tray in a fursuit wearing a maid dress? Like, these people are so cool. And all of a sudden, the con is over, and you're at closing ceremonies, reliving all the best parts. Nordic FuzzCon was an absolute amazing experience, and we had 5,335 attendees, which is absolutely amazing. Another one of the many things I love about Nordic FuzzCon is just how much the hotel staff loves us, and getting to see the hotel president hugging Mousy and Iris was so great. And then, a member of the hotel staff blew the roof off the place with the song My Way. And then after we were serenaded, they brought the charity up one more time to let them know that Nordic FuzzCon raised over 400,000 Swedish kroner, which is about 40,000 American dollars. Which meant a promise made earlier had to be kept, and hair had to be shaved.
We hereby declare Nordic FuzzCon 2025 closed.
In my opinion, cons like Nordic FuzzCon are the pinnacle of the furry fandom, because they capture everything that furry has to offer, from the wholesome to the gremlin, to the love, to the self-expression.
Hey there, my friends. Nordic FuzzCon is coming to a close, and I'm very emotional right now because this is my favorite furry convention. One of the key takeaways from this place is our mutual love of anthropomorphic animals is able to transcend language barriers, it's able to transcend cultural barriers, it's able to condescend any sort of barrier you can think of, because we are united in our love for art and representation in our craft. I am so grateful I got to experience such an amazing convention experience this year. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to help support me, please consider joining my Patreon. My Patreon members are quite literally the reason I'm able to do this, especially during the slow season for my day job. I'm so grateful to every single person who is able to support me in any way you can. Until next time, my friends, remember, I love you. And you are not alone.
Here we go. Streets of Malmo.
Hi!
It's so